Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we review the Marvel Netflix Luke Cage. Luke Cage. You'll know why that's important. It's not really important, but go ahead and run it. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about Luke Cage. Yeah, that'll make sense if you haven't seen it when you see it. But yeah, anyway, another great addition to the Marvel Netflix library. They really did need some help, especially after that whole Iron Fist and Defenders debacle. I call them debacles because they were bad. Luke Cage. We had some resurgence in there when we had the Punisher come out, and actually I'm probably one of the few that actually liked Jessica Jones. Not because it was like great, but I thought it was a better storytelling than the first Jessica Jones. But this isn't really about Jessica Jones, and I'm pretty sure there'll be some comments about that because I know other people thought it was pretty horrible. But this one is kind of like a return to form. And what's really special about this particular Marvel Netflix is that they spent some time really developing the characters, and I heard a lot of people talk about how it's kind of slow in the beginning, and not really. I think what they're doing there is building up their plot line and building up their characters. They're doing a lot of prep work in the beginning so that everything that they do towards the end of the season has like a really, really nice payoff, and it does. So what you find here is Luke Cage kind of like at the top of his game, right? He just finished kicking butt in Defenders, and he's just kind of coming around. He already saved the neighborhood from the first Luke Cage, and he's walking around, everybody's finding him swag. He's like this super swag guy. He's the man, everybody loves him, and that's really like the basis of a really great story. You can find someone at the top of their game and you know exactly what's going to happen. They're going to deconstruct them, they're going to knock them down, and they're going to have to work their way back up because, everybody likes the underdog story, and I think that's what they've done with him here is they've kind of turned him into the underdog to kind of turn the tables and, win the day, but, you're just gonna have to watch it, but it's good. Cage. So you find him, he's like trying to do all that he can. He's just one man. There's all of this escalation going on, and you can see he's starting to kind of come apart at the seams in the light of all that, because he's got all this pressure to maintain being the man. He is the man. Everybody loves him. You gotta stay on top. And as you know, once you're on top, you can't ever really stay there. Someone's gonna knock you down. You're gonna have to work your way back up. Someone's gonna knock you down. The writers on the show really understood that, and they knocked that aspect out of the park. Cage. Now, Mike Coulter is a little bit wooden for me in terms of, not only his movements and his fighting, but also just a little bit in the acting. Like, he gets it, and then sometimes he doesn't. He's a lot more comfortable than he was before, so you can see he's getting more comfortable with the role. He's still a little bit wooden. I hope that they'll fix that up in the future episodes, but this is, yes, a better job than he did before. It's an improvement. Alfre Woodard is complex, I would say. She's the one that plays Mariah Dillard. Stokes. All this is gonna make sense when you watch it, right? Okay, so we have Mariah Dillard here, and she wasn't really one of my favorites from season one. She kind of annoyed me in season one, and maybe that was the point. But she just annoyed me as a character. I just didn't feel anything. I was just like, oh man, it's kind of like throwaway. But look, Alfre Woodard, she needs to win like 5 different Oscars for the 5 different crazy women that she played in this thing. Like, she went from all spectrums of like a crazy person, emotional person, a victim, a powerhouse, a gangster. Crazy range on that character, and she quickly became one of my favorites. I was finding myself quoting her by the end of the series. Just all the stuff that she says, yeah, she's pretty good. You'll like her this time around. Speaking of which, also Shades. Shades is a very, very good character in this particular arc. You find yourself really attached to those because you don't really know how much to hate them, but then you also are like, well, maybe I kind of like them too, and then you even find yourself rooting for them at some point, which once you can take somebody, a viewer, and take them through that range of emotions while watching your show, you've done something right. Cage. Bushmaster is up next, man. The Bushmaster. Yo, this guy knocks it out too, man. He does a great job. He's a great actor. He's agile. He's big, but he's agile, which is really crazy to see, even though there's like some stunt people going on in there, but he does a great job. Now, I do know that, for the whole Jamaican aspect of the show, real Jamaicans are like, that's not how him talk, man. I'm not supposed to talk like that. I know, and I'm not even doing it right? But, look, do you want to go back to the days of like, you know, Sebastian the Crab, where there's only like a few words that they say with an accent and then everything else is like in English? Or like that really annoying lady from the Pirates series where she's just like, to the ends of the earth and beyond. I mean, I think we've tried to transcend it here. We gotta take what we can get. The accents aren't perfect, but they're pretty good. However, when you are watching these parts, like especially when they're doing like the whole Caribbean Jamaican thing, you might want to turn on your subtitles. And on a side note, you're gonna hear things like, you know, they'll say things like, them pickney of mine and stuff like that. And you'll be like, what? But then you turn on the subtitles and it'll be like, oh, they're talking about children. Oh, okay, cool. Anyway, Bushmaster pushes Luke Cage to his limits and vice versa. And there's an actually really good story going on with that. And I think he was a great addition as a villain. Probably one of the best villains of the Marvel Netflix series right next to Kingpin. So definitely, that's a must-watch for you. If there's anything about the show that will probably end up happening to you afterwards, is you're gonna start like assimilating this like Jamaican accent. You're just gonna start saying random things that you heard from the show. You're just gonna start calling your kids pickneys. You're gonna be at a party and be like, hey, how many kids you have? You're like, man, me have 2 pickney, man. Luke Cage. If you guys watch Luke Cage and they're like, what's Luke Cage? Be like, it's a show, man. You know, whatever. I don't know. It was a thing that was happening. I was repeating all kinds of stuff afterwards, so let me just watch out. That's just gonna happen. So Misty this time around. Misty is okay. Misty's okay. I don't know if she plays anything really important. I mean, she has her role, like she rolls with Luke Cage, and you know, they have some funny moments. But I mean, she just plays it. She plays the hard-shelled, you know, the hard-shelled cop. She gets things done. But I mean, I don't know if there was anything really memorable about her this time around. Her storyline is fine. You know, the whole thing with the arm is fine, except for how that all worked out. That was like really quick. It was just like a couple of buttons and it was just like, all right, cool. It works. Time to eat some cereal. Coordination. All good, but I guess that you can just explain that away with money thing. Okay, I'm trying not to be spoilerific here. I think it worked in the end. Now, another aspect of the show that I really loved was the music. The jazz music, the hip hop music, the live performances, you know, hearing some old school stuff and some old school, you know, hip hop and reggae. Some of them jams, I was like, man, we used to jam in the club to that one, man. And so it's nice to hear them and bring them back into the show. It's a nice audible enhancement. Now, one thing about this show is they use the word nectarine a lot. And when I say nectarine, it's not really the word nectarine, but it's another word that begins with N, except it's not as sweet as a nectarine is. But it's everywhere. It's like, whatever, nectarine. This nectarine. What is this nectarine doing here? Yo, you my nectarine. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot more than any show that I've seen, like, in recent memory. But there's a lot of it in there, man. Okay, so look, all in all, this show is great. You should watch it. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, it's not going to be a waste of your time, especially if you like some of the earlier Marvel Netflix shows when you got excited for like the first Daredevil and Daredevil Season 2 and all that whole build-up. This is more along that line. I would put this up with the best of Marvel Netflix, and I hope they continue the trend. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just watched my review for Marvel Netflix, Luke Cage. Yeah, you just have to keep saying it. Luke Cage. Sorry, I can't help it. Anyway, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, comment down below. Make sure we start a discussion. Let's talk about the show. Did you see it? Did you not see it? And all that good stuff. But anyway, remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Thank you.